Hey there, guys. So today I was at the flea market and I picked up some pretty decent stuff. The table is back there again, the guy where I got all those the rare stuff from, and he did actually have some rare stuff today. I did pick up the rarest of the rare today, which would be the Hitchhiker Season 1. That's an HBO series I used to watch a lot when I was younger. Obviously, when I was younger, there was a lot of nudity in the show, which was really rare at the time, so I kind of dug that and kind of like the Twilight Zone aspect of it. Though I will pick that one up later on down the road. However, I wanted to pick up the stuff that I really wanted today, the stuff that I wanted to watch and add to my collection. I don't like to just pick things up because, well, there's a price tag on them. I picked them up because I love the films. And today I picked up some stuff that I really, really do love. So let's check out what I got in the bag of flea market today. So I got some box sets. I got some singles. I got some really cool stuff that, well, I think is really cool anyway. So let's start off with kind of the cheesy one. And I collect these snapper cases, especially these horror type, and movies that are really, really extraordinarily awful. And it is The Island of Dr. Moreau. If you have watched the documentary recently, the Richard Stanley documentary Lost Souls, then you probably wanted to go back and see exactly how messed up this film is. So we have standard and widescreen versions of the film. That was the thing back then. We have the never-before-seen unrated director's cut, well, the second director's cut of the film. Star highlights showcasing the stars of this film in separate clips from 5 other movies. So scenes from clips from other films. This is when DVD was still pretty much a new thing, and they're trying to figure out how special features are going to work, I think. On-screen interviews with Val Kilmer, David Thewlis, and Stan Winston. I can just imagine stuff they had to say. As of course, if you watch the documentary, you know that the main reason this movie, there's many reasons beyond the failure of the Richard Stanley version of this movie. Number one of those would be this guy right here, Val Kilmer, who screwed over, well, he does this in a lot of his movies. But really glad to have this one in my collection. It is unfortunately a flipper disc, but as you can see, it is in gorgeous, gorgeous condition. This has one of my all-time screen crushes, Fairuza Balk, who was in The Craft. So, had to have this one. I better have actually found this one for me. Unrated director's cut of The Island of Dr. Moreau. Next up is a cheesy Warner Brothers, another snapper case that I really wanted. And I don't think I've got, I'm not sure, but I don't think I got it. At least I don't think I have the snapper case edition. Is Them. Love this cover here. If I do have this one, then I now have 2 of them. Them, it's a horror horde of crawl and crush giants clawing out of the earth. So I love this, especially around Halloween time. They have these kind of cheesy monster movies. I'll be honest with you, out of all the monsters that like the spiders and the ants, they do scare me. They do kind of creep me out a bit. So it'll be a while before I'll get into this one, I think, because she would have to be with me. This one was. Next up is a Stephen King film. It's one I've actually been looking for a while. I don't know why I haven't found it around anywhere. Just because I thought this would have been a fairly easy one to find, but it really hasn't been. And it is Stephen King's Thinner. So she's not a fan of this movie. She finds it too dark. I kind of think that's what a horror movie should be. Just saying. But anyway, it's audio commentary in this one with Tom Holland and Joe Mantegna. We've got featurettes on here, magic of special effects, makeup. Overall, I just really want to own this movie. I'm trying to get all the Stephen King movies. So, as you guys saw, when I went to Corner Brook, I picked up Storm of the Century, and that was a hard find for me, so it was really good to have that one. This one also has the booklet in here as well, by the way. So it's always good to see that type of stuff. Next up is, it's more of a rarity for me to find, and this thing I don't see around very often. It's a Full Moon double feature, but here's the thing: when Full Moon lost the rights to a lot of the original franchises before they got them back, they had these here films called they worked with like Danny Draven and what's called Tempe. Was it Tempe Productions, Tempe Entertainment? Tempe Entertainment. And they made like movies that didn't seem so much like Full Moon movies. They made slasher films like Bleed. They made some kind of like different type of things that didn't really seem into the in a way, it didn't seem like a lot of the classic Full Moon thing. They were going in a really different direction. And I really enjoyed it. They're kind of like these mid 90s type, early 2000s, uh, very like cheese fest horror films, which does sound full moony in a way, but you know, full moon's horror movies are more like comic booky, with stuff like what dolls and like Puppet Master and Subspecies or other gothic or kind of comic book style. He didn't really like going into the really kind of the graphic stuff. That wasn't kind of Charles Band's thing. It never really was, but he did it, and it seemed kind of out of place for him. But to be honest, it was some of the better films that came out around that time that I really enjoyed. I had fun with them, and I got the double feature anyway of Hell Asylum and Prison of the Dead. So we got a Danny Draven on here and Victoria Sloan. That's the two directors. I did enjoy this one. I had this one a long time back, before I moved away to Ottawa, and it was one of the ones that I lost in my move. So it was nice to be able to get back another piece of my collection. I basically have a mental checklist in my head as I go through. I like check off like what movies that I had before. And let's just say I've way gone past what I ever had before. There's just certain ones I want to get, and that's one of them. Next up, there's two box sets I picked up, two DVD box sets, and these are the ones I'm most proud of. I collect MGM releases. I collect this. I really love this particular actor, and I know there's like a Blu-ray on a couple of these. But for me to get the Blu-rays on some of these films here would be extremely expensive. Let me put it to you this way: Twilight Time put out the Blu-rays on a couple of these films here, and for me in Canada to import a Twilight Time movie, one Blu-ray, it's going to cost me over $50. That's, you know, shipping, handling, it's going to cost me over $50 for one title, and I just can't do that. American, by the way, $50 American, not $50 Canadian. So we're talking about like $70, $75 would cost me for one title. That's obviously the reason why you don't see many Twilight Times in my collection. If I'm lucky enough that somebody actually gives me one, which I'm very, very appreciative of. I had a couple given to me by really good friends of mine, and I would not have been able to got those films if it wasn't for those really nice people. Just had to say that. James and Matthew helped me get those the films that I got there. That being said, I'm very excited to have these movies because I really wanted these. Everybody was grabbing up the Twilight Times editions and that, so I wanted to have these movies. I wanted these movies to watch in my collection, and one of them I wanted to watch over Halloween. But that's not the set I'm going to show you first. No, I'm not. I'm going to show you the other set, which I don't have any of these three. I know I can upgrade these on Blu-ray from, like I said, Scream Factory or Arrow. I will eventually. This set was gorgeous looking, however. I did want to have these for now, and who knows, man. With my luck, one of these will become a part of the Scream Factory sale during this, the month of October. There's one here that I would actually, you know which one it is, pick up. It was on sale. But I'm so happy to have this collection in my set. It's a gorgeous looking box set. I love the fact they're all widescreen. I wanted the DVD editions of this one. I'm a really big fan of this director. He's passed on recently, and that is Wes Craven. So I had to grab the Wes Craven collection. This is one of the sexiest box sets. Isn't this like gorgeous for like Halloween time? I'm going to put this somewhere I can actually look at it, because it's one of those really sexy things. So we got in here, we have the original DVD of Shocker. No More Mr. Nice Guy. Has like production notes, cast and filmmaker bios, film highlights, theatrical trailer. Oh my god, it's got a theatrical trailer in it. It's got the booklet in here as well, which is actually kind of cool to have. And I love this disc. I actually really love that disc. Just seems kind of plain, got the Shocker title on it. See, simplicity sometimes works best. I also have, and this one's not coming out to 2016 on Blu-ray, but and I really wanted this one. I cannot wait to watch it. Is the Wes Craven's The Serpent and the Rainbow. This is a very scary film. It's a true story, actually. I'll let you watch with me. But Haitian voodoo. So a lot of kind of terrifying, nightmarish type of imagery in this film here, right here. Basically, it's about Bill Pullman plays this. I think it's the anthropologist, and he goes down to Haiti, like to study to get some kind of like powder type stuff. And yeah, where it is? What's okay? Retrieve a strange powder. See, I knew it was. That's said to have the power to bring humans back from the dead. So it's based on the true life experiences of Wade Davis and filmed on location in Haiti. So, black magic and supernatural. Would you watch this one, darling? Maybe. See, she might watch it because it's true story. And that's going to suck her in.
I don't care if it's a story.
It is The People Under the Stairs is number 3. This one is much more black humor to it. In every neighborhood, there's one house that adults whisper about, and children cross the street to avoid. People Under the Stairs, especially with the new Twin Peaks series coming out. Of course, this one here has some like Everett McGill in it, and Wendy Robey, who both star in Twin Peaks as a couple actually, and he stars a couple in this one here as well. And that is The People Under the Stairs. These are all widescreen editions. Gorgeous, gorgeous looking cases, amazing stuff. I am so proud to have these in my collection. I actually don't think that I own any of these on DVD at all, ever. Which is really strange, because these are films that I used to watch over and over again. I used to, I think, own them back in the VHS days, own a couple of these. But I've never owned this here, and I really do like this set. I think it's a really, really well done, a really nice looking set. So even if I was to upgrade on some of these here, I don't think I'd get rid of this. I want to keep this set. It's really nice. I love this era embossed blood thing. It's really gorgeous. And last but not least, the one I was talking about, the Twilight Tommy-ish one. I'm a big Charles Bronson fan. I grew up with Bronson and Clint Eastwood and like Chuck Norris and all those guys. Yeah, they were next door neighbors of mine. But I know these were films that I watched when I was a kid. Those were the type that everybody watched if you were like me. So you can see a picture of Bronson there from the movie 10 to Midnight in the background, which is one of my favorite Bronson films. That one and the Death Wish films I really like. And Stone Killer's actually pretty good, and Mr. Majestic. And yeah, I got a lot. Anyway, so many of them are actually on this in this box set here. I've been wanting to get this for a while, actually. Well, I finally found it for a decent price, and it is Charles Bronson, the DVD Action Pack. It is 4 MGMs. As you guys know, I collect the MGMs. And so we got Kinjete, Messenger of Death, 10 to Midnight, and Murphy's Law. And Murphy's Law has recently been announced again from Twilight Time, and I can't afford to buy their stuff, so let's look at this here. So we're looking at special features of theatrical trailers. I'm serious. But we know what the real special feature is. Getting to watch these movies and not paying $70 for them. That's the real special feature. So we have Kinjete, Forbidden Subject. I really am a big fan of this film. Desire, Temptation, Revenge. This is one I think that was in a set like he's a cop, and yeah, the Japanese. Yeah, his daughter gets molested on a subway by a Japanese businessman type thing, and he has like kind of a racial thing going on at the time. So he feels really he's got to work with this with these guys, and he's got like a prejudice there. That's I guess understandable. If your daughter was attacked and stuff, you probably would too. So Charles Bronson, Kinjete, Forbidden Subject. I actually really did like this movie. Basically, Bronson taking on a child prostitution ring and bringing him down. I always love when he's taking on like the scum of the earth type thing. Theatrical trailer, so yeah. This is what you got trailer. That's what you're gonna get on all the MGMs, like the early stuff, the Bronson stuff. It's gonna be all like theatrical trailers. So this is Messenger of Death. That's a J. Lee Thompson film, which means I'm gonna really like it. I don't remember this one right now. I know I've seen it, but it's been a long time, so I'm not gonna say. And this is a canon. Oh my God, are these all canon? Oh, ho, 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 ho. Let's yeah, these are all canon. Yeah, these are canon. I'm a huge fan of canon. This is like, this triples the excitement value of this box set for me right now. I love Charles Bronson. And he was a canon guy. I should have known that. I should have thought of that. Like in the documentary, like to really talk about that. I gotta buy the documentary. It's awesome documentaries. Rented it, but I have to actually buy an actual physical copy of it. Simple feud between brothers lead to the brutal massacre of an entire family. I'm reading this right now because I'm just totally. Garrett Smith Bronson travels to a remote Rocky Mountain town to investigate and uncover far more sinister motives. Actually, only one man can bring a killer to justice. He does what the cops can't do, he will. So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about this right now. This is a canon set. These are all 4 canon films. These are all like flipper discs, but as you can tell, the discs are in incredibly immaculate condition. This guy took really good care of his stuff. Only thing I have to do is fault him on is his prices are his prices. That is it. There's no swaying with this guy. There's no like this guy's gonna like give you a deal or anything like that. The deal is that you're actually being able to find these movies you can't find anywhere else for decent prices. He doesn't like lower the prices. He puts the price at what they're at, and it doesn't matter how many you buy. You pay what you pay, but he's fair with his pricing. I got it overall, I think. I'm not sure if those ones a couple we saw today that he priced afterwards, but overall, I think he's been pretty fair. And here's the one that I want more than any other one. It is 10 to Midnight, one of my favorite, actually probably my favorite Bronson film of all time. I love this movie. This one movie has Andrew Stevens in it. We got Wilford Brimley, I think, is in this one. Is Wilford Brimley in this one, right? Yes, Wilford Brimley. Jeffrey Lewis is in this. The late Jeffrey Lewis, of course, Juliet Lewis's dad. He passed away actually last year. And yeah, and again we have a theatrical trailer. But it's canon, and this is awesome, and this is like it's actually, I could watch this one as a 31 Days of Horror one, because the Andrew Stevens serial killer part of it. I just really like this movie. It's one that stuck out with me a lot. It's probably my favorite of the Bronson films. I just love this. It's an odd cover to have, because this one actually has a really great poster art. If you go to you see the Twilight Time, I think that's the poster art basically, with a little bit like updated thing in it. But the poster art to 10 to Midnight is actually really good. So it's really strange some of the covers that he put on some of these here, because they weren't the posters. You think they put the posters, but they actually want to. I think mostly they wanted to do was just highlight Bronson on the case to let you know these are Bronson movies. You know, buy these because Bronson's in them, and which I would and did. I mean, they do great, you know, work with this stuff here. So I'm just really glad to have this in my collection. Any form at all. It's a fantastic film. Speaking of fantastic films, some people consider this to be one of Charles Bronson's last great films. I think he made a lot of great stuff. But this one was done in 1986. Which was, what years were these done in? 83, 88. So not really, because Messenger's Death was 88, and Congetti was 89. So that might have been one of his last great films. But some people say this, and you know, since Congetti was done in 89, I can defunct that right now, since that is actually an awesome film. Again, we have theatrical trailer, so we can watch that too. Again, it's the flipper disc, but again in gorgeous condition. And the movie, oh yeah, I should tell you what that is, huh? It is Murphy's Law. Actually, this was recently announced as coming out under Twilight Time for another $70. And it's an amazing film. Richard Romanus is in this one. Okay, perfect. Okay, there's an actress in this that I forgot about. I do remember Murphy's Law, the actual box cover of this one, as him running with this, and like he's holding the hands of this girl. And it's a canon film. Another Charles Bronson canon film. This is a canon film goldmine box set of all good Bronsonness. I am going to have a Bronson marathon down the road. Maybe I'll do it after my 31 Days of Horror. I'm not sure. I may have to break in and actually watch more movies just to watch some of the Bronson goodness. I'm a huge fan of Charles Bronson. I think he's a solid actor. And he actually looks like, you know, the guy looks like the tough guy type role. He's just one of those amazing actors. Look at these movies. I'm so stoked. These are in like great condition. You know, these are like DVD box sets. But these are like mint. It's like these things were just open. That's literally it's the way that they look. The box sets are amazing condition. The movies themselves, the cases, all the artwork there. It's just incredible stuff. And here we have the four of them right here. 10 to Midnight, Congetti, Messenger of Death, Murphy's Law. Can you imagine like being like back in the day when like it was DVD and DVD only, and you walked into a store and you like saw something like this? If you're like a Bronson fan, you would have flipped out. How this has not gotten to my collection before now is beyond me, but to get it for a really awesome price was another plus. So yeah, extremely excited about everything that I picked up today. I have, let's see if I can do this with one hand, some pretty cool pickups, in my opinion, stuff that I like anyway. We have the Charles Bronson collection, the Wes Craven collection. We got them. We got the All in Dr. Moreau, the uncut director's cut. Stephen King's Thinner. Finally able to get it. and adding back to my collection Hell Asylum and Prison of the Dead. So there we go. My haul for the day. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Thanks for watching. For me right now, it is time for tea. I just got back in the house and I want to relax a bit. So have a great day. Have a wonderful Sunday. My day is going to get really hectic next week because the company I work for is doing their annual insurance enrollment time. And I'm one of the guys that talks to people and walks them through their enrollment for hours and hours and hours. Thanks for watching, guys. For me right now, it's time for tea. Have a great day. Say hello to my wonderful better half who's hidden there playing her video game, and my cat Smokey, which is sleeping beside her. Thanks for watching. I am out of here. Enjoy your Sunday and go watch some Bronson.